Hello, welcome to Sufra's Pop Culture Channel. Well, you know it's inevitable that I'm probably going to make a million Star Wars videos now that we're at the end of the trilogy, sequel trilogy, whatever this has been. Um, I've only seen Rise of Skywalker once so far, so I'm not going to make a final answer video till I've seen it another time. And I did quite like it. I liked a lot of it because I already had 2 years to process my immense disappointment over Luke being dead. And so it was like, well, whatever, I'll just see what happens with Kylo. For the most part, I was pretty happy. You probably saw my other video. So today I was having some thoughts because now I've managed to read some reviews and opinions and all that. Not a lot, because I do have a life and I do have work and stuff. But, one thing that jumped out to me that I didn't mention, there'll be a lot of that, is Chewie getting a medal. Um, Now, I saw Peter Mayhew speak at a Comic Con a couple years ago. I think it was Niagara Falls Comic Con, can't remember now. And someone asked him about the medal situation from A New Hope. I remember the very first time I saw A New Hope, I was like 14 or whatever, in the theater when the day it came out. And I remember thinking, why doesn't he get a medal? He did all the driving, kind of, and shooting and stuff. Anyways, Chewbacca did receive a medal along the way a long time ago, and that had been rectified. So when they give him the medal in Rise of Skywalker, it was just because it wasn't at a ceremony. It's just kind of like, here, have a trinket. It's just like, what's happening? It was weird, but I have to watch it again to really. Now, my main thing I want to talk about this morning, and I don't have a lot of time, so you're lucky it's going to be short, is that I read, now that I've been able to read, that there were more Luke Skywalker scenes and there actually was Anakin scenes as well. I really, really thought Anakin or Darth Vader would come to Kylo and say something, whether lure him to the dark side or tell him to balance the force or be a good boy or something. I was totally waiting for that, and we never got it. But I guess apparently at some point there was that. I know Anakin spoke in the thing of many voices. I know that. Um, because the movie is called Rise of Skywalker. So when you go in, you're thinking, okay, is Ben Solo gonna rise through the ranks, even though he's a Solo, not a Skywalker? Is this him being redeemed? Is Luke gonna be risen from the grave? And I actually totally thought that Rise of Skywalker would open with Rey and Leia bringing Luke back with their force healing. And now, of course, we do see there's force healing happening. So I was even more right in my head that they could have done that. And maybe they did because I heard that Luke was in it and then they took him out. Yeah. So I'll have to get the DVD and see what all those outtakes were about because they did reshoot a lot of stuff a few months ago. I'm not sure who said to take Luke out and to take Anakin out. To me, all the reviews I'm reading where people are unhappy, those were the two things I expected the most because of what the movie is called. The movie should be called Rise of Palpatine. Um, I have huge issues with Rey taking the name Skywalker at the end. I have huge issues with her going back to Tatooine. Um, she went back to Luke's place, like I said in my other video. I don't know why. I don't know why it's still there after all these years, why no one else moved in, why it wasn't made into built into condos or whatever. I don't know why she buried the lightsabers there because Luke hated that place. Um, his somewhere over the rainbow song, with Dorothy singing, wanting to get the hell out of Kansas and ends up in Oz, and Luke's moment was staring at those twin suns setting on Tatooine, wanting to get the hell off Tatooine and have a big adventure, and if he ever would, and if it was a musical, he would have sung his somewhere over the rainbow song there, right? So then I feel cheated that at the end, we see Ray looking at that. And of course, it's cool how BB-8 looks like the twin moons or suns. the two, like it is a cool visual. It's beaten over the head with the visual, but if you didn't notice it, like you will now. Um, I found it curious she called herself a Skywalker because I thought part of the thrust of the movie was accepting who you are, and she should have accepted she's a Palpatine. Um, Also, if she was acknowledging everyone who helped her, Luke, yes, was a Skywalker who helped her and helped train her, we think. Um, but Leia and Han, who were like parents to her, and like I said, one of my fan theories was that they are her parents, they were solos. Well, Leia was Leia Organa, then she married Han Solo, and there's a Solo, and then you had Ben Solo, who theoretically Rey married or could have married, or with their big Romeo and Juliet tragic ending. So in reality she could have called herself a Solo, much like, and I know they're doing a little nod to the Solo movie where the stormtrooper names Han Solo. What's your name? Han Solo. I was reading some reviews where it's like Rey doesn't need a name, she could be like Cher or Madonna or whatever. She's just Rey. um and then of course in my head, as a storyteller, she did kill Palpatine, even though she turned his own lightning back on himself, but she still killed him, which means she should now be a Sith, and maybe she is. Maybe this is what's going to happen next. I know they're all saying it's over, Skywalkers are done, and yeah, they are, because she's not a Skywalker, even if she takes the name. She's not. She's a Palpatine, and at the end of it all, I could see that if you want to do a 10, 11, 12 movie, that Palpatine wins, because he did. She's a Palpatine. She killed Palpatine. Theoretically, the Sith are all in her now. We just don't know it yet. And she is a Palpatine by blood, which may or may not explain some of her magic. And so maybe the next movie would be her. Yeah, ha 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 ha. She's the new Palpatine, and is all disfigured and manipulating the universe and all that, which I think would be interesting, and would be like kind of make sense. Um, so yeah, I'm disappointed that Rise of Skywalker had no Skywalkers Rising. And also, someone else pointed out that Ben and Ray were so connected, that if one died, the other should have died, or they could have jointly won against Palpatine, and little things like that, which are just niggly stuff. But to me, yeah, I'm going to be chewing on this Palpatine thing for quite some time. It should be Rise of Palpatine and Palpatine won, thereby negating all the other movies where that Palpatine was defeated, and all those sacrifices and everything that happened before this new trilogy kind of negates Darth Vader and Luke's sacrifices, maybe. But they're just stories. We can interpret them how we want. But yeah, so that's today's thought. Chewie's metal, and why a Palpatine is a Skywalker. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I love feedback, even if you think I'm full of crap. Tell me. Bye.